Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this WWE Super Showdown review video. I don't want to take too long because I have done a live stream. All of my thoughts and reactions are in that live stream, and I will put a link at the end of this to that live stream, so that if you want to know a little more detail of what I was thinking at the time that certain matches were taking place, or what I thought of the main event or anything like that, then check out that live stream and you can then go to whatever bit of the show you want to go to. So this really is just the headlines, and I've got like several things that I took away from this show. It wasn't the greatest show, it wasn't a bad show. I don't think it's a show that I would watch again, really, because there was no surprises, there was no surprise appearances, there was no special entrances, no special ring attires. Everyone was wearing what we've seen them wear before, and as we said, you know, nothing really special about the entrances. There was pyro. It did have a little bit of a WrestleMania feel. That is largely down to the crowd, who were fantastic. This Melbourne crowd were just brilliant. They were really into it. Some of them had signs. There was chanting. It was a great atmosphere. They were constantly on their feet and really into it. That came across when the IIconics obviously won their match. The IIconics being Australian, of course. And I did see a picture on Twitter where Peyton Royce apologised because there was a sold out sign on top of their t-shirt. So it looks like the crowd were really into them because their merch sold out. And then, of course, Buddy Murphy, who became the new Cruiserweight champion. That was such a good moment. If I was going to watch this back for one reason, it would be to see that moment that Buddy Murphy won the Cruiserweight Championship. Now, I'm sure they said on commentary that Buddy Murphy became the first Australian to win a singles title in WWE, but Rhea Ripley is the current NXT UK Women's Champion, and she won that back in August. The thing is, that hasn't aired yet. So, it's a little bit messy, because technically Rhea Ripley is the first, but because it hasn't aired, that honour might now go to Buddy Murphy. So, yeah, I think Rhea Ripley might have a few words to say to Buddy Murphy if he takes that, that title of first Australian to win a singles title away from her. But anyway, I'm sure the crowd won't care. The crowd, as we said, were fantastic, even though they were sitting on garden furniture, which was really weird. But then I suppose they needed a lot of chairs, so it was just whatever they could get their hands on. But I don't know if you saw it, but it was like plastic garden chairs, and then it had like a Super Showdown logo leaflet kind of attached to it. There was one point where Triple H got thrown over the barricade, landed on one of those chairs, and it looked a little bit rough, because obviously there's no give in those plastic chairs. So yes, that was a little bit weird. Daniel Bryan versus The Miz, that was just totally weird. Daniel Bryan, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it ended sooner than it should have. It certainly felt like the main event went too long. Like, there was that moment where after Triple H had gone into the crowd, Triple H and Undertaker go wandering around amongst the crowd, and you're wondering what it's building towards. And then they turn around and just head back to the ring. There wasn't actually heading anywhere. There was a little spot, I suppose, by the technical area, but the match really could have done without that. So I kind of feel like they needed 10 minutes less in the main event and 10 minutes more for Daniel Bryan and The Miz. So I'm not sure if it was a mistake. I don't know if it was always meant to go that way. The graphic that popped up as soon as the match had finished would suggest that Daniel was always meant to win. But yes, it was a skull-crushing finale that Daniel just quick small package, 1, 2, 3. Miz was furious with the ref, saying it was a fast count. It looked okay. But the big news is AJ Styles will face Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship. I wonder if The Miz will cost Daniel that title and will interfere in that match. So yeah, that's kind of gone in a direction I wasn't expecting. The main event went in a direction I was expecting. It was fine. It was fascinating. I was actually on the edge of my seat. Didn't know which way it was going to go. There was at one point, I thought, a moment that Shawn was going to turn on Triple H. So it kind of kept you guessing. There was weapons. The match started with an announcement that it was now no DQ. And there was a grin on Triple H's face. There was a table spot with Kane. Obviously, we had the commentary table spot with Shawn at the very end. But I was entertained. I was entertained. It was fine. It was a little long, but it was fine. And I wasn't surprised when the Brothers of Destruction turned. Well, I suppose I was in that instant surprised, but I was kind of waiting for something to happen. There was big rumours we were getting DX versus the Brothers of Destruction at WWE Crown Jewels, so it was just a case of, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? And then it finally did. They finally turned and attacked DX. Another one that didn't happen, though, was Nikki Bella and Ronda. Again, I was waiting when they were celebrating. When's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? Nothing happened. Same with Dean. It was quite interesting. He obviously got Superman punched, which was crazy. But then he just kind of had a moment where he was like sussing everything out and then just went to rejoining the Shield. So, yeah, I feel like that was all teased for no reason. I don't sense that Dean is about to break away from the Shield. In fact, it's very difficult to know what's happening with the Shield and the Dogs of War going forward. That, for me, is done. I don't feel a need to see that feud anymore, but I fear that we will. So, yes, all of that, obviously, was happening. The crowd, as we said, were absolutely fantastic. I suppose we better quickly run through the results. So the New Day versus The Bar. The New Day retained in a so-so match. Charlotte versus Becky. Charlotte won, but by DQ, so Becky is champion. We will get a rematch on Smackdown on Tuesday. It is for the title. Will Charlotte get the win there? Elias and Kevin Owens versus Cena and Lashley. Cena and Lashley won. Cena winning with his 6th move of doom. No idea what it's called. It's in Mandarin. It's basically a knockout punch. And Cena spoke after the match. He spoke after the match at the Greatest Royal Rumble. I wouldn't read too much into it. I think he's just going to keep coming and going. Again, though, very surprised. No Bobby Lashley turn. There was no Lio Rush as well, thinking about it. I didn't see Lio Rush, so that's another surprise. The IIconics versus Asuka and Naomi. The IIconics won, but they cheated quite a bit. Still a nice moment, though. I was pleased for them. AJ Styles, Samoa Joe. AJ Styles won in what was one of the best matches of the night. Ronda and the Bellas versus the Riott Squad. And Ronda and the Bellas won. Cedric Alexander versus Buddy Murphy. We know Buddy Murphy wins that match. It was a great match. I would say, because of the moment at the end, that was my match of the night. Shield versus Dogs of War. Shield won, and I was surprised at that. Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. Daniel Bryan won with a cheap roll-up. Triple H versus Undertaker. Triple H won thanks to heavy involvement from Shawn Michaels and weapons and just lots of madness, really. And that was the show. As we said, it was pretty so-so, but entertaining enough. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget you can check out more of my thoughts by checking out the live stream, and there's a link to that at the end of this video. Awesome, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and hopefully I see you again next time. Bye for now.